Hi, my name is Robert Larson. I'm an attorney and I'm also the owner of the Larson Law Office in Mesa, Arizona. And I focus primarily on family law and estate planning. And right now it's February, and so we're kind of starting out the tax season. And people by now should have received their W-2s and 1099s and any other forms they need to prepare their taxes. And so people are starting to get their tax returns done, and so that they can get refunds. And that should be taking place over the next 2 to 3 months as well. And as an attorney who helps people with family law cases, so divorces and custody cases, that inevitably means that over the next few months, people are going to call me and complain that the taxes weren't done the way they were supposed to. And what I mean by that is anytime you have a child support order, it includes a couple of things that are important for taxes. One is the child support order specifies who is going to claim what children each year on their tax returns. So sometimes it's 50-50, sometimes one parent gets to claim a majority of the children, but whatever it is, the child support order will specify who is supposed to claim the children in what years. And there's a second rule that applies as well. So if somebody is paying child support to the other parent, then they have to be current for the year in question to be able to claim the children. So let's say the father is allowed to claim one of the children each year, but he doesn't pay all the child support that he owes for a specific year. So let's say it's 2024, the year that just finished. So if that father didn't pay all the child support that he was supposed to for that year, then he loses the right to claim that child on tax returns, and it goes to the mother instead. It's kind of a penalty for not paying child support. And so what happens is people don't follow those rules. They just claim the children the way that they want to. So sometimes a mother might say, well, the children lived with me the majority of the year, so that means that means I get to claim them. Well, no, not necessarily. Once you have a court order, you have to follow what the child support order says. People get confused by that a lot because when there's no child support order in place, the IRS guidelines basically say whoever the children are with the majority of the time is the person who should claim the children. And so sometimes people want to apply that even after they have a custody and child support order. And so that's incorrect. Basically, once you have that child support order, you have to follow what it says there. So that's one source of problems that we have, is one parent will just claim the children even though they didn't have the right to. The second thing is a lot of people misunderstand the rule about losing the right to claim children by failing to pay child support. So for example, in that situation I was talking about a minute ago, if the father paid everything he was supposed to in 2024, but he's still behind on payments overall because he missed some payments in 2022 or 23 or whatever, he might still owe money to the mother for child support arrears, but as long as he was current for 2024, he gets to claim the child in that year. And so a lot of times people misunderstand that. Sometimes in that situation, the father fails to claim the child on his tax returns because he thinks he has to be 100% caught up on all arrears before he can ever claim any children. Sometimes the mother is the one who makes the mistake and claims the child thinking that the father lost the right because he didn't catch up 100% on what he owed and so she doesn't realize that it's really just for the 2024 year that's in question. So that's an area that people get confused a lot. Some people just don't pay attention to it, but a lot of times people just misunderstand those principles and rules. So like I said, over the next few months, it's almost certain that I'm going to get some calls about people complaining that their ex didn't follow the rules and the court orders when it comes to claiming the children on taxes, and then we have to go to court and we have to try to fix that. So usually that involves someone either having to amend their tax return so that the other parent can claim the taxes properly or claim their child on their taxes properly. Sometimes it means that sometimes that's more effort than it's worth. So sometimes maybe if you basically make up for it the next year. And so there's different solutions, but it's almost guaranteed that we're going to have a few complaints like that, and we'll then have to go back to court to fix that because it can be a pretty significant issue, and claiming a child can be worth sometimes several $1,000s. So anyway, all I have to say about any advice on that is just make sure to follow your court orders. Make sure you understand them first and then follow them. And if at all possible, if you have the relationship where you can communicate about things, it's best to just communicate communicate ahead of time about those things so that you're not in a situation where you're having to fight over it after it's already been done and trying to undo tax returns that have already been filed and approved by the state and the IRS. So anyway, those are the three things. 1, understand your court orders. 2, follow them the best you can. 3, communicate with the other parent, and you shouldn't have these problems. If you find this helpful, please subscribe and feel free to like and comment. I'll be happy to answer.